All right, make we reason upon the last video, the one that says police aggression or behaving aggressive towards traveler. And in that video, you would recognize that the first officer said he's doing VCP. Seconds after that, and but by the way, and he explained, he said he's checking for illegal drugs, firearms. The second officer came up and said something completely different within seconds and said he received information that the vehicle traveling in that direction with coming with stolen agricultural produce. That's completely two different story, gibberish, two different things. So both officers are inconsistent with what the purpose of a stop is. It's clear that this is a random stop just to fish, to search for something that is not there, or that they are hoping that could be there for them to possibly get some stripe on their or some tap on their shoulder or on their back. Now after that, they went to, when the officers recognized that they are getting nowhere with me, I would not be consenting to them searching my property. Then, and mind me, the officers know, or should know at the very least, that if they truly had a reasonable suspicion of an offense, they do not need my consent to search the property. They can search a property on reasonable suspicion under the Firearm Act, under the Dangerous Drug Act, under the Constabulary Forces Act, under the Predial Larceny Act. There's so many. But the officer must have, at the very least, reasonable suspicion of an offense. Without that, the stop is arbitrary. And I will repeat with emphasis that arbitrary exercise of power is a breach of any citizen, mine for one, constitutional right to equality before the law. I know many people don't understand, and many lawyers don't either understand what equality before the law really means. Yeah, but there's one thing I know in a ruling in the Privy Council. That's the ruling of Jamaicans for Justice versus the Police Service Commission and another 2009 UK Privy Council ruling. In paragraph 24 of that ruling, the Privy Council made it clear and in outlining what the Jamaica Constabulary Force and all public bodies must conduct themselves in a way consistent with the fundamental rights of all citizens. This is not a slavery system. We're living a constitutional democracy in Jamaica. And so when these officers are doing what they're doing, and they're doing them arbitrarily, there is a clear violation of our constitutional rights to equality before the law. Because in paragraph 24 of that ruling, the court made it clear that the constitutional rights to equality before the law, just like the right to equal protection of the law, protects against arbitrary exercise of power. I repeat, it protects against arbitrary exercise of power. If you don't believe me, you can go and just Google that document. It's on it will come up. Yes, just type in the case as mentioned earlier in the video. So when the officers are saying what they're saying, coming from vehicle at checkpoint checking for guns and drugs, which would come under the Firearm Act or the Dangerous Drug Act and the Constabulary Force Act, and then the other one is saying seconds later, that took over from that one, is saying checking for stolen agriculture produce. You're like, what is going on here? Then after that, when they recognize that they're not getting anywhere, then they're going to be like, documents, give me documents. Where does documents come into this? This is a traffic stop. Police tend not to understand that this you can't be transitioning from a traffic stop to Predial Larceny to you're fishing. Yep, it's just pure fishing. If you had reasonable suspicion of Predial Larceny, then fine. If you had reasonable suspicion of or suspicion or probable cause of to serve a ticket, to issue a ticket, then you could ask them for the documents. Now, though Emans versus Attorney General ruling was made before this current Road Traffic Act came into force, the ruling still stands. We are still under the Queen's peace. So there's nothing in the current Road Traffic Act that gives the police any power whatsoever, nowhere, to stop and search any vehicle. There's no, I know you will comment and let me know, viewers. So there's nothing in the current Road Traffic Act that gives the police any power to stop and search a vehicle. Road Traffic Act have nothing to do with that. Nothing. Constables like to say, oh, section 7 gives them the power to ask for documents, or they will say section 20, and I like, sorry, and then they'll say, oh, because section 20 or section 7 of the Road Traffic Act give them the power to request documents from a driver, then that gives them the power to stop a vehicle. And I'll say clearly that when Parliament wants to give the police a power to stop, Parliament no grow, no corner hide. Check section 92 of the Road Traffic Act. That speaks clearly to the police power to stop a vehicle for the direction of traffic. Constables like to take it out of context because they're trying to power grab. Just do the job right. You know, I have 2 tickets right now. It's the same area in St. Thomas. Alleged speeding. Yes? And I mean, the officers say, and I give them documents. I'm not in any quarrel with them. But whenever the officers are doing something and they're doing it wrong, I will stand up for my rights. Because without my rights, that makes me nothing but a slave. And if it's one thing I know, I am not a slave. Until the next video, have a wonderful day.